All right. What up, everyone? Welcome to the Gundam Explain show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, and joining me is Steven and Midnight Hatter. What's up, Steven? Talk so I can test the audio. I forgot.
Yeah, sound check. 1 2 1 2.
Okay, we're good.
As
But
long
I'm
as
sure
they're
chat
coming in.
was.
No, thank you for having me. This is I'm so excited that spoiler alert for any of you guys that haven't looked at the thumbnail or the title of tonight's episode, but we're
Yeah.
talking Gundam cards. And I'm so excited.
And you know what's interesting is I have or I already had a cool topic that we're going to talk about first. That has to do with
Cool.
Sony and Bandai Namco. And I was like, okay, what else are we going to do? I'll do some research to figure out the other topics. And then I just saw a local place happen to have all of the starter decks. And I was like, you know what? I feel the FOMO. But dude, I'm excited. Because again, it's bringing back that card collecting. But you can help me when we look at the cards. I'll be like, whoa, what's this? And you'll be like, oh, that's a common, blah, blah, blah. You can find that
Dude,
outside.
believe it or not, so one of my coworkers is a really big Gundam guy, and he and I were talking just yesterday. First of all, funny story. He said that one of his local card shops had all of the starter decks, and they were enforcing a 2-deck maximum per purchase. And what was interesting is at the shop they said, "Well, you can come back tomorrow and buy 2 more." And it's like, well, what difference does that make if you're going to let people like double dip? And he was
Yeah,
like,
that's
honestly, I know you guys have another location like 15 minutes away. I'm just going to go to that one and get them today. Like, it's not a
do they mean like 2 total or 2 of the same?
2 total.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of a weird policy.
it is kind of weird. But
Well,
oh, go ahead.
you know, and I would say like my location, I was telling you before this had like a lot.
Yeah.
So like I guess maybe that location you're at thought like, oh, it's gonna sell really quick and we want everyone because I see the understanding of letting everyone be
Yeah.
able to get it. But if there's a little rinky-dink card shop down the street from me that I went to for the demo event. And it's
Nice.
just a game. And if they had all that, I figure if people go and look for your card shops near you, they might have some.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, a lottery system would have been cool if they had done that, and we've talked about this before, like how to
Oh
handle
yeah.
pre-orders and releases and things like that, in a civilized manner. But what was interesting is he brought to my attention over on TCG Player, you can price out a lot of the rare cards that are showing
Oh,
up in these starter decks. And what was fascinating is that the common green Zaku, but in the like holographic, like the shiny version, is worth $20.
and
So
so
like you
yeah.
said, it's like, oh, that might be a common, but like, dude, the shiny version of Zaku's are I don't know who's paying it, but that's what it's
Yeah,
worth.
that's that's interesting. I'll have to see. I can't wait when we look through these for you to help me be like, no, that one, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a
But
keeper.
me selling them, probably not. Because I regret selling I regret selling my X-Men cards. Now, this is gonna sound silly, but back in the 90s, I had it was either Batman Forever or a McDonald's large French fry box of whatever movie. I want to say it was Batman or something. And then I know it didn't seem like they would fit, but I'd have like this thing of cards in there that I always just kept in there. And I remember when I don't know if I sold it or I might have kept it. I was talking about like old house I used to own in the attic. I had a bunch of stuff and the house foreclosed,
Yeah,
and
that's
I don't know
such a
if it was in
bummer.
there. Yeah. So, but real quick, I just want to say shout out to Autonomous, Ian, Zionic Shadow, Alan Mitchell. It's really cool to see the top GEGs. GEGs. I like that. No, in chat.
Jeez, yeah.
And we'll get to some of the chat later on.
And for those of you just listening, I am repping my Zionic Shadow
Oh,
t-shirt, so
that
shout out, buddy.
that's cool. I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just wearing the Castlevania Netflix shirt. It's Castlevania, but it's the Netflix version. No, I'm not. Okay, a couple things. One, my video for the metal build Zeta is up, and I like holding this, like
Man, you
gripping
want to
it.
talk about
It's like,
FOMO. You're just going to keep rubbing it in.
speaking of rubbing it in, now that could go into the wrong place, but I was thinking like I could see myself in the future of wearing out the joints, the rubbing, the paint rubbing over time. Like I see this as my long-term used up toy, just because like this brings me all the joy of Gundam, like in one little thing, because it's an action figure. but it's a badass mecha and it has metal to it. So it's just,
Now,
and
what's your
there's,
experience with stuff like joint juice and like the, those kind of joint tightening aids?
you know what? That's cool that you bring that up because I've always thought that like I need to have a process down for taking care of some of the higher end stuff. And so I probably need to uh, keep that in mind because like and by the way, Ian and I have a podcast that went up. It's on his channel, Nonstop Collectors, which is
Yeah,
actually linked below because,
the sink.
or yeah, the sync exactly. So basically, we were just talking. Well, I hadn't talked to him in a while, and we usually would talk about action figures. So I was like, okay, let me call him. But it was like, wait a minute, what if we made content out of it? Not that everything has to be content, but like I think it was a few nights or a week before we were doing this, we were just talking on the phone and we're like, we should record this, And so anyway, we were talking about hot toys and how there are certain hot toys you get that some over time, they just kind of decompose and fall apart. And I have the Batman Forever sonar suit one, that's just a, not best Batman movie, but it's just a highlight of my youth. And I love that design. But the part of, the plasticky rubber that is part of the suit and it can bend and he was like, hey, you have to move the joints out so it doesn't mess it up. And
Yeah. Dude, I love the theme that you're going with lately with, in terms of collecting cards and these figures and like specific figures that are reminiscent of your childhood. It's like these core memories that you've unlocked going back.
yeah,
And I love just the sensory details that you're able to capture. Like, oh, it was in a McDonald's box.
yeah,
Like these details that would seem irrelevant. It was one of those things I mentioned this on Twitter, like um I still remember it's like the smell of butter and ham on toast. And I associate that with watching Gigantor because in the mornings before school, Gigantor would be on like whatever this brinky dink cable channel is that I
yeah.
was watching in the morning. And my dad would fix me a slice of ham on toast. And that was like my breakfast before school. And so those types of associations, they create this like, it's an
Vibe.
unbreakable bond in your mind.
Yeah, I call them vibes, and like I do this thing twice a week. It's an agelessness class, and it's basically just a circle of people talking. It's one is a guru, and you just talk about these things, and basically being able to connect with things that go beyond age, like the joy of the ham buttered toast, watching Gigantor. That doesn't matter what age you are. Yeah, maybe you did that when you were a kid, but that gave you this joy that it's good to jump into that vibe every once in a while,
Yeah,
Like,
relive it.
yeah,
But
relive it.
on that note, I am working on a video specifically related to those joints because there's a whole Reddit thread about plastic deterioration over time,
Yeah,
and I'm starting to experience it with a lot of my display Gunpla. Is the polycaps not only are they like wearing out, like oh that's kind of a loose joint, but like for instance on my Gundam Mark II and on the Cubile, the ball joints that hold the legs in place have literally split open. Like,
is this from some sort of material, chemical of paint or something that got in, or
no
maybe?
idea. I mean, these are unpainted kits. These are like
Oh, okay,
so,
interesting.
but yeah, I have found a remedy for it,
Okay,
which I'll
I
share
think
with you guys.
those are good tips. And
Yeah,
actually, speaking of your content, yesterday's show was exactly what Gundam Explained should be doing. But no, we had Kyle from Simply New Type, who has badass content in the first place.
yeah, he's
But
so much fun.
he went through the Johnny Ryden, which I got to say, I was saying Ridden. And when he explained just for another name why it would be pronounced a certain way, that gave me, I guess, the understanding that Kyle knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
So totally gonna go with Ryden. But anyway, I loved how I've heard you and him talk about Hickman, a
oh yeah,
writer
Jonathan
for
Hickman.
X-Men.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it, but the idea that he can take old concepts, but that don't really mean much, but then make them work. And the way he explained the stories Johnny Ryden is in, and not necessarily that it's about him, but the things around him, connect from Stardust Memory to Unicorn, and I'm like, whoa, I love this. So I think I myself am soon going to try to do a deep dive into that Johnny Ryden stuff, as it's like a Rogue One in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
think you brought that up,
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, those
Yeah,
types of stories that it's like the perfect connective tissue for a lot of these things. And you and I talk about it all the time where it's like, ooh, what was Char doing between Zeta and Char's counterattack? Like we need a mini series about that. And it's like, we already have it. It's Return of Johnny Ryden.
right. They have. I know that's what's so cool because I was curious about that and how it connected Twilight Access too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Love it. So check that episode out from yesterday, and then also check out Simply New Type. You can search Simply New Type. I'm sure it's going to show up because there are always lore videos. And if you're looking for Gundam lore and you haven't followed them yet, yeah, Simply New Type. Okay. What is another thing to talk about? This past weekend, Sunday, I had the anime
Oh,
night.
Anime Night. Yeah.
We watched Demon City Shinjuku, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a 1986 movie, Japanese anime movie. I love it. This was probably my second time watching it. It was a little slower the second time, I think, because the first time I was so amazed just by that type of art from the 80s, or the anime from the 80s being dark. This time, though, while it seemed slower, I realized it was because it was doing a lot of cool character stuff. The main character, which I don't know his name, is just like Army of Darkness Ash. It's where he knows he can get things done if he needs to, but he kind of doesn't care.
I love the distinction where it's
Yeah.
not
It's
Evil
not-
Dead 1 Ash.
Right. It's the Army of Darkness one where he's like, I got to do this. Nah, someone else can do it. Oh, me? All right. Okay. And I just love that type of attitude for a character, especially juxtaposed with the rest of the characters around this character, because they're all taking everything seriously. Like the president's daughter's like, my father's going to die because of this thing. You need to kill the demon. He's like, what are you talking about? By the way, you're pretty cute. Like just funny. Anyway, I recommend Demon City Shinjuku if you haven't watched it.
Nice.
Amazing. And then anything else I want to bring up? No, let's just jump into this first thing before we open the cards. Okay, Sony has officially announced a strategic partnership with Bandai Namco, including the acquisition of a 2.5% equity stake, roughly 16 million shares, worth about $460 to $465 million. Now, that's more than I thought this morning when I was looking. It looked like it was 100. Now I was thinking that's kind of low, 400,000. I was like, but no, the million makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the goal with this? Global engagement with anime and manga fans. Sony and Bandai Namco are joining forces to build richer experiences around major intellectual properties, especially in anime, manga, games, and merchandise. The collaboration aims to co-create new content across media and distributions, leveraging both companies' strengths from gaming to anime production to merchandise. So Sony already holds shares in Kodakawa. And I don't know if you remember, that was something that came up recently. 10%. From Software, 14%. Devolver Digital, 5%. Epic Games, 4.9%. And Bilibili, 5%. So,
but you said Bandai it's only 2%, 2.5%?
Devolver Digital, or no, Bandai Namco, 2.5. Yeah.
So that's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not a ton, but
it still allows some leeway in like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, or they're probably going to creep up maybe, but
yeah.
Okay, Bandai Namco is the global publisher of Elden Ring, and Sony already indirectly connects to From Software via its Kodakawa stake. Now, because they own some of it, now it joins both sides of the IP and publishing equation. So, my first thought is, what does this mean? Oh, they want more access to games. But I remember on my stream this morning, I'm like, but they got that Kodakawa that has the anime thing, so maybe it's anime. But it looks like it's really both, but leaning into Elden Ring as an IP. I think that's what they're really after.
And maybe they're trying to get the rights for any kind of motion picture or anime associated with Elden Ring.
Or any Bandai Namco games or something. So
now the thing that strikes me as interesting is like, because even in that article, it specifically says like branching across various media forms. Like they don't specifically address video games, they don't specifically address
Right.
merchandise or anime, anything like that. It's like it's all forms of media. And the
Yeah.
one thing that seems likely to me, because a lot of these, you know, I think that you said the highest percentage stake they own in a single company is 14%, and that's
Yeah. Kodakawa.
Kodakawa.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's From Software.
Oh, that's FromSoft.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of it is just them trying to leverage the Sony Media Group's copyright team. Because if you guys are, in the content creator space, like Sony BMG, it's a Goliath of copyright strikes. You
Yeah.
can have 7 seconds of a DVD case on a YouTube video, and you're going to get a copyright strike from Sony BMG. Like Sony has gotten into so many different, whether it's music, movies, what have you. They are like the ultimate copyright cops. And so by partnering with video game studios, anime studios, manga studios, are they trying to leverage their massive copyright enforcement network in order to crack down on things like manga scanlations and anime piracy and video
Or any
game
music
piracy?
on YouTube. That's a good point you're bringing up because to me that seems just as big as the other initiative, even though the first one is less consumer friendly. But I mean, a lot of these companies do that.
I
So
mean, I
that
can
is
understand why. Like, it's not, I don't think that
right.
it's malicious. It's just,
Right.
it's just the nature of doing business.
And
Um,
I think the Elden Ring thing is pretty big because with a live action Elden Ring film confirmed, directed by Alex Garland and produced by A24 and Bandai Namco, this could extend Sony's influence in how the franchise grows beyond games, which makes sense because Sony is trying to do the movie thing. They even have the Twisted Metal show, and there's not even a Twisted Metal game. So, okay. So, what I then tried to figure out is how could this affect Gundam? So, let's see. For gaming, bigger budgets, broader reach, PlayStation First exclusives or early access, which
well, that's kind of
some
already a thing they do.
yeah, but someone asked me that in the Blue Gamer Discord, and I don't think Sony would do exclusive just because Bandai Namco doesn't unless it's for a reason. Like Switch and PC were the only platforms, at least for now, to get that C Destiny remaster.
Well, I
Um,
mean, like GBO2 only recently came to Steam.
exactly. So, in what's interesting about that one in particular is I could see them continuing that lineage of GBO2 just on PlayStation, but then I'm thinking, well, it kind of trapped itself, so it would be better if it was everywhere. But so the main thing is higher quality Gundam games. Sony's resources plus strategic input could push for more ambitious Gundam games, possibly rivaling Elden Ring scale efforts and storytelling and production value, which is exactly what we need. Okay, greater support for the Gundam movie. Sony could use its media reach to promote or even co-finance future projects. New anime
Yeah.
distribution deals. I mean, even though they do a pretty good job distributing Gundam to watch, Sony could help with that.
Yeah, just
Um,
negotiating like additional streaming rights and things like that.
yeah, yeah. There's so much to that to get it in front of more people. Maybe even more theater releases. Maybe it's easier with Sony to be able to put things in the theater. Even though
Mhm.
that seems to be happening. So, for instance, the tickets just went on sale for 4K Shin Godzilla August 12th or something by G Kids, the same company that did G Quux, the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see that that's happening. Um, so yeah, that's the TV stuff. So toys, merch, events, more premium collectibles. I don't know. I don't know if that would change there because Sony's not really about that anyway. Like even their Sony action figures, they had a kind of a cheaper company make those recent PlayStation action figures. I don't know if you saw, and they're pretty good for what they are, but they're priced higher than something at that level would be. Okay. So, and then I typed in like, or no, actually, the AI asked me, do you want to speculate the roadmap of Gundam for the next 3 years? It's like, yeah, sure. So it's saying 2025 announcement of premium Gundam console game. Unreal Engine 5 or from software style treatment, possibly PS5, PC only. PS5 exclusivity for future Gundam Battle Operation content. This one made me laugh. Gundam Evolution spiritual successor. Tease. But it's saying using this live service like Helldivers 2. So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
2026 new single-player Gundam game launches globally, narrative-rich, high production, potentially universal century or post-Earth War setting. What's considered post-Earth War? Or is that after war? Just
I'm not familiar with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. PSVR 2 Gundam Cockpit Experience, which Sony doesn't seem to care much about their VR. So
yeah.
But it says Gundam arcade style brawler or strategy sim debuts on PlayStation, published under Sony X Bandai Namco Presents. I like the detail that is given.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. It wouldn't be hard for Sony to like get distribution rights specifically for something like Extreme Versus.
That is a great idea. That is a good call there. They would have that lift. Okay, and then let's see. Full PlayStation Gundam game event crossover, possibly tied to a new anime series or movie, like how Spider-Man anchored game, movie, merch cycles. But I think Bandai does a pretty good job of that already. If anything, I'm really thinking Sony wants a piece of something. They want a piece of Elden Ring. They want a piece of maybe the Gundam movie, because then that's 2 live action movies that would be part of that they'd have stake in.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. 2026 global theatrical release of Gundam film in IMAX. Hey, because of Sony, I mean,
why not?
That would be a good idea. Gundam After Earth, Ghost of the Frame style. That's my AI project. That's funny. Let's see. No, it's not going to do that. It's not that cool, I'm telling you. Anything else? No, just some cool stuff. I like this. Sony sponsors Gundam World Cup Online. There's some really neat. Oh my God. Sony Music launches official Gundam vinyl box sets. Oh, that'd be great.
Pretty sweet.
So
I've been listening to nothing but Gundam music nonstop for like the last 6 weeks.
That is what is it? Witch from Mercury?
A lot of Witch from Mercury, but also Gundam 00. Openings and endings. Obviously, that I love. I mean, the early 2000s vibe from some of those tracks is amazing. And then, of course, recently, because of the 30th anniversary, they've been releasing the 4K versions of the Gundam Wing opening and endings.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know, there is one song on the Gundam 00 soundtrack that I will put on repeat.
Which one?
I don't know how to explain it to you. It's kind of an upbeat action one, but there's no vocals or anything.
Okay.
It's kind of like a steady upbeat action. Like you could listen to it. Like I'll have to send you a link. I love it. It's used a lot in SD Gundam Battle Alliance. So there's those levels will have that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Gundam music, love it. Okay, I think that's
always good.
I know. It's crazy. I think that's it for what I wanted to cover on that. Really, it's all speculation, and it could be that they don't want to touch Gundam. We were talking before. It could be where Sunrise has a stipulation where they're like, well, we really get first shots on what we do with Gundam. Bandai's just helping with the distribution. If Sony comes in, it's like they could just maybe help further, but Sony can't come in and be like, hey.
I mean, maybe Sony wants a piece of One Piece after the One Piece live action.
Oh, because now there's a sequel. I guess a sequel show on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be a follow-up. So
yeah, that's another example, because and so it almost seems like Sony's trying to own all the anime.
Just like they do with all the music.
Yeah, interesting. Music and anime. Okay. Well, all right, let's go on to this next part. What we're going to do here is hopefully everyone can see. I'm pretty sure everyone can see this. We're going to just start opening stuff. So we're going to start with this because technically I opened it. My son was curious. But I didn't open it. And I told him he could open some, but I don't know if he really wants to. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, here we go. So basically, these starter decks. This is Xeon's Rush. And what's the point of the starter deck? Is it just where it has all the cards you need to have a couple people have their own decks? Or, oh, okay. So yeah, we don't need that there. Um, so are there any specials in a starter deck? Any special cards? Which then it's probably these. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll open that in a second. But when it comes to this, this is going to have all the same. Like anyone that buys this is going to have the same stuff, right? Okay. So I won't go. Nice. Gaza D. Draw C. Oh, well, let me. Thanks, everyone. Let me
Yeah, good catch,
see.
you guys.
Yeah, let me see what's going on with that. Um, I think I can fix it. I think I can fix it.
It's
All
probably
right.
on my end.
I think you're good. I think you're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
give us
so
thumbs in chat.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear him now. But Drossi or Drac, how would you pronounce that
I
one?
always say draw C, but
Drossi. Okay. Zaku 1, Zaku 2.
so that's the Zaku. Is the shiny version of that goes for $20 on TCG Player.
And is it sometimes in this? Like my 4, one of them could have been it.
No, it would be in that bonus pack.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll open that here in a second. We
Yeah,
got the
some
goof.
goofs.
And it is interesting to see that it looks like it's different animation styles or drawn styles.
Yeah. Do they feature the artists on the card?
Oh, that is
They
a
do.
good question. Yep. This one says Sheeta Val.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is
Funbolt.
Funbolt.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that.
I mean, it's kind of a classic, trope of card games to always include the artist of the card on the card. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm glad that they
that's how
took
I
that
learned
credit.
about Jim Lee and all that from the
Yeah,
X-Men cards. Yeah, this Ra Ruru. That that is cool. Okay, full frontal.
gotta have frontal.
We got Char, Angelo. So that's cool because then it's if I, wanted to have a pilot, with the certain one that
Exactly.
and then the energy cards. So that's cool.
And if you notice, the Xeon's Rush deck, all of the green cards are 1-year War Xeon, and all of the red
Oh.
cards are sleeves.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So
Now,
all of the decks have a theme like that.
right. And again, I'm kind of slow at this stuff. Would you mix them? Would that be a normal thing?
Yeah, I
But there's
mean,
the strategy behind it too, right?
right. Like what I would probably do, and honestly, this might be something that I do with the decks that I have, is you can take like basically all of the green cards out of one starter deck and combine it with all of the blue cards from another. Or if you're feeling really saucy, you can take all of the green cards from Xeon's Rush,
Yeah.
combine them with the green cards from Wings of Advance, and you have a solid green deck.
Oh.
So I didn't realize this until recently playing the card game on the mobile app, but you can have a maximum of 2 colors per deck, but that doesn't mean you can't just do a deck of one color.
That's really neat. I love this, but I guess Are you figuring a lot of this stuff out by messing with the app version?
Yeah, because I don't have friends, and so like when it comes to like actually playing in person,
Well, then that's the thing. Do you see it where we could be doing this live? Maybe next week we have a game.
I think we probably could. Like if you and I had cameras set up over our play mats,
Yeah,
which honestly, not for nothing, but I think that you and I should design our own play mats.
let's
I
do
see a
it.
bunch of them on Etsy. Actually, there were some cool ones that are like they're designed to look like cutting mats, but they have the spaces for the cards. Like here's
Oh,
where your deck goes. I'm gonna design one that is runners, where it's like a Gunpla runner, and
oh,
that's where your
yeah,
deck goes, is like in those Gunpla spaces. But I think that you and I should design some of those neoprene mats, like your build mat that you've got
yeah,
out,
yeah,
and we just design our card mats for that.
yeah. That's a good idea. And maybe you can help me because with that other one I made that I have for sale, like it was a lot of work for me to, and it could be just me figuring out like sizing and all that stuff on it. So, but that's a good idea to go with your box thing.
Yeah,
That
yeah, exactly right. So the old deck box.
Yeah, that man, yeah, this is getting cool. Okay, let's open this up and see what's in here.
Yeah, I was
This,
disappointed to see that these were only one card. I thought it was like a whole booster pack, but
yeah, I know that's funny because when I got it out, my son was like, "How many are in there?" And I'm like, "One, one."
one.
All right, let's see if I can get it out without bending it.
Yeah.
All right, bam! Oh,
Oh,
wow! I love this. That
oh,
worked
that is
out.
nice.
It's sweet,
Dude,
sweet.
I love the shinies in this card game. Like
Me too.
there's like a texture to them, and then like you can see where there's like UV spot treating where it's like,
Yeah,
the background is shiny, but Char himself is
a
in a
different.
different tone. It's really cool.
Yeah, so for those listening, Char Aznable, hologram, holographic, whatever, not a hologram, but yeah, holographic, I guess. Love it. Artist is Ume Graphics, if that's correct. Cool. Well, I'm pumped that I got a Char. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's
You and I need to unbox things more often because I feel like every time you and I unbox things live, you get like crazy, like RNGesus blesses you.
hey, hey, I need it. So uh I love that stuff because I think, and I don't know if I remember correctly, but with those Marvel cards back in the 90s, was it like that too? Because I had a bunch that were hologram, but I don't know how much that was. Well, this is just common. These or
I
holograph.
think they were pretty rare. Like it
Oh,
was,
okay.
yeah.
Wish I didn't lose them. Okay, here
So
we
which
go.
one's this?
This is the Seed Strike starter deck, and that is red and gray.
Nice.
And then yeah, since a lot of these are just the same, we'll just kind of look right here. We got the Ale Strike Gundam. And then the Aegis Gundam, which looks cool. Actually,
Yeah,
that looks really cool.
that one's really awesome.
Yeah, that blast and the way it. Oh man, I love it when you see it just right. You can almost see like the line art.
Yeah, like it's like there's outlines on the. It's so cool,
Yeah.
man. Like
Yeah.
the
And this is Takuya Io, potentially. Wow, that's cool. Actually, let me see real quick what that angle we do. Does this have? Yeah, it kind of does that too. With the both of them have a thing where there's like a point where the light, the beam blast from this, and then I guess a spark on that.
yeah, they do like a really awesome UV treatment on the cards that gives them like depth.
Yeah, we got the strikes, and Moby Zero. I know, like for some people in there, Aegis MA mode. Learned about this one a little more recently. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Aegis MA mode is one of the like at least player wise, like that's an awesome card. It's one of the few that has like the overflow damage.
Oh yeah, that's something I don't know too much about. But this is neat. The striker pack. So is that like something, an ability maybe exclusive to Seed or something?
Well, I
Or
guess
is
I
it,
know like Seed has like those striker packs. Is that a command card or is that a
I don't know. What do we need to?
on the left-hand side, does it say whether it's a command
Oh,
or whether
command. Yeah,
yeah. So that's like a one-time use card, which is kind of cool. Like that's how I would treat a striker pack.
because it's get maybe
It's like a
flown out for him to get attached and used, and
yeah.
then yeah, that is cool. And then looking to see if there's a Shin, but there's not. But I guess this is probably stuff from the first seed.
Yeah, probably no Destiny stuff because it looks like red is all Zaft and white is all what is it?
Oh
Omni?
yeah, yeah. Because I would love some Shin stuff or Mighty Strike stuff.
Stay tuned because
You
I
know,
believe that the Destiny and Zeta stuff is coming in October.
Zeta. Oh my gosh.
Bro,
So what do you think they're gonna do? Are they gonna like sell something like this and it will say like Zeta, or do you think, or
I wish. So
okay,
they've already announced an IBO starter deck, but the Zeta pack is going to be it's just booster cards. So like you can't even
uh, hmm,
yeah.
okay, well,
So that might be the booster box that I buy.
yeah, no, you're right. That's a good point. Okay, so let's open up and see what is in it. Have you heard of what type of cards come in the seed one?
So typically, I mean, it usually is just a card that's in the deck, but it's a shiny version.
But like any certain one, like a strike. Have you heard?
No, I
Okay,
mean
we're
it
about
could
to
be
find out.
anything, honestly. So it's I'd be curious to see.
Oh, okay. Is that not Mulaflaga?
It is oh well. So
Oh,
there
it
are a
does say it
couple of
right
them
there.
like this where like so that one's called the Hawk of Endymion, right? But it
Yeah.
says Mulaflaga. So some of
Endymion.
the cards are
What?
and Blue Giant is one like that too, the Ramba Raw card.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain cards that are they're both command cards that can be used as one shot like spell cards, so to speak, but they also are pilots as well. So
Okay.
like I think the Kai Shiden card is also one of those where it's like you can use it as a one shot card or you can use it as a pilot and attach it to a
Okay. That's
so
cool.
that's a very valuable card, like at least in terms of gameplay. The Hawk of
Nice.
Endymion.
So, Endymion, isn't that the name of that G-Quux form?
It is, isn't it?
I tell you, I think I was talking about that in a video yesterday or something, where how many times there's crossover of names. I mean, is Japan running out of English words? I mean,
Or is or is America running out of English word?
no, we just make things up.
Yeah.
You know, like all those websites. Okay. All right, let's do this. Wings of
So far,
Advance.
great pulls, like for your shiny cards. Like so you got
Yeah.
Mulaflaga and Char Aznavour. That's like the
Yeah,
star
that's
pilots
cool.
of both of those decks, right?
I just hope I get like the RX-78 or Amuro in the Heroes one. Um,
Now there are alt forms. So like so far the ones that you've gotten are basically just shiny versions of the cards that are in there, but there are alternative art.
and those could be found in a booster pack.
Those can be
Like,
found in the booster pack too. Yeah.
okay, that's cool. All right, well, let's.
Because I've seen the aerial. The my,
Oh, the
my my
alternate.
my buddy Efren showed me he's got the alternate art aerial, and it is
Oh, wow.
gorgeous.
Well, okay. Let me get this plastic sheath off.
Shout out to Ultronimus in chat. 2 holographic blondes so far. Can we go for 3?
Well, yeah,
Are there
who's
any
the blonde
blondes
in
in
Wing? Uh,
Zach?
Katra.
Katra, yeah.
Oh, Zex. Is that what you're saying? That would actually, yeah. Okay. So we've got the Wing Gundam, which, by the way, this particular Wing Gundam, right? Because it's not the Zero. The Zero is the one that has more of the rounder sort of things.
Yeah.
This just got an announcement of a Metal Robot Spirits, a new one,
Yeah.
and an SH Figure Arts Hero Yui. That's interesting. That
Very cool.
So they're really going in with the action figures. I like that. So we've got Wing, Tall Geese.
Gotta have a goose in there, man. I
That's
love
cool.
the artwork on the tall geese. It's like,
I like this.
oh yeah, your bird mode.
Yeah, I love these flight modes. Hayaken Serena. So shout out. Oh, the heavy arms looks cool.
Yeah.
There. Sandrock looks cool.
They do such a good
Maganek.
job of recreating like scenes from the anime, but from like an alternate perspective.
Oh, can you can recognize what these are representing, like what battles or
Yeah,
something?
like those are almost straight out of the opening credits, right? Where like, the chest
Oh
opens
yeah,
up or like the Sandrock cuts the two Leos in half. Like
yeah.
it's so cool the way
That's
that they do that.
that's pretty good actually. Okay, and then the Leos, Ares, which is a cool suit from Wing.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tragos. I can't say that I remember this,
It
but this
it
is
I think they only ever show it in like those prologue scenes in Wing where it's like
oh,
after Colony 195, the Earth Sphere Alliance, blah blah blah. It's like that's the
okay.
only time you ever see the Tragos.
Because I love it because it looks like a gun tank, but it has more of the Leo style head going on.
Yeah.
Or
That's
yeah,
exactly what it is. It's a Leo gun tank.
love it. And then here's Hero Yui.
Oh,
I like how they did the art on this because it's like it's just ripped from the intro,
yeah.
the anime. Um,
I wonder if the artists have never even seen the anime. They just made them watch the 2-minute intro and said like,
yeah. And they're so this one looks really cool to me because here's an example of them not drawing it in the style of the anime, but just a cool who whatever style. And this Ikuyon.
that's a really cool Zex.
Yeah, there's the blonde dude. So yeah, so Eternus, there's tons of potential for blondes. Um, this is neat. Siege ploy. I just like the shot here. Not sure what's going on, but it's just a
Yeah, it's like
couple
the two
suits.
Ares hovering around the
Yeah.
Gundam heavy arms.
Look at this card. Look at what's happening in this card. They just made the card of the scene from the school with Hero, and yeah,
Yeah, it's literally like 4 seconds after he says I'll kill you. That's the scene.
yeah. um, all right, and ooh, this Corsica based one looks cool. I guess that's supposed to be the a tall geese or a. Oh yeah, it's holding its
Yeah.
head. Huh.
Yeah, that's like the scene where Otto is like repairing the tall geese for Zex when they
Gotta
first dig
watch
it
it
up.
again. All right, so
Yeah,
that
you
is.
got to watch it again.
I do. No, I sure do. Especially because it's the 30th and action figures coming out. Okay.
Yeah,
So let's open the one card,
I'm
which
curious what you're gonna pull here.
yeah, me too. Okay, I'm gonna turn around. I just think it's crazy that they individually wrap cards. Yeah, why? You don't have to. Okay.
I feel bad for the poor guy that's doing it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Eh, that's all right.
Okay, so
Trope.
not quite blonde, but
Nope. And not a character I really think of much, but cool.
it's another command/pilot because you can use it
Okay.
as a one-time. So it's Troa Barton for those of you listening.
Yeah.
It's simultaneous fire. So it's like a command card that you can use as a one shot, or you can attach it to a mobile suit as Troa Barton.
That's cool. I like that idea actually.
Yeah,
I
because
hope I get an
dude,
Amuro like that.
nothing sucks more. Like at the event that I went to, I felt so bad for the guy I was playing against because his starting hand, he had 4 pilots and no mobile suits. And so he's sitting there like, I can't do anything. Like,
Wow. That's pretty crazy. It can just happen like that.
yeah,
Interesting.
luck of the draw.
Well, let's open this final one. This is the Heroic Beginnings, leaving it for last because it
Yeah.
has all the One Year War Federation stuff that I love.
Heroic endings. It's more.
Pretty good. Pretty
That
good.
sounds like something that you ask for at a massage parlor.
Well, what does the heroic mean? Do they like call in some dude? Giant hands. I don't know where we're going with this.
Please stop.
Yeah. Please stop. Oh yeah. Even though I guess everyone gets this Oh man, this is exactly the stuff I'm here for. Just a badass holographic Gundam RX 78-2. Okay, and I love this art because something that doesn't always appear in RX 78-2 artwork is how much red between the vent, the white part, and then the eye. Like sometimes
Yeah,
it's like very narrow, sometimes it's longer, and I feel like it evokes the older style when you see more of that red.
I never noticed it until you like articulated it that there's like that red band underneath the Gundam's eyes that like and in particular the way that you've described it, how different artists will represent that space as
Yeah,
wider or narrower, and how it really does change like the overall look and profile of the Gundam.
it does, and I prefer it when it looks like that, when it has that look. Like newer iterations don't really do that much, but
Hmm.
the artist here is now Chika Morishita. So good job there. Okay. So that's that. And then this one, Gundam Aero. Man, this is a cool looking card.
Yeah,
Whoa. Just all the colors just coming at the screen, or coming at you. You see the bits and all the lines for the bits. Yeah, that's really nice looking.
specifically permit score 6.
And
Because
do they have others
so
that
there
are
are
in the
actually
booster?
several versions of the aerial in this deck.
Oh, in this deck. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we'll get to that. Well, I got my MA form Gundam that they took out of the movie, so I like
Yeah,
that.
Justice for MA Gundam.
Yeah. Gun cannon, see, this is the stuff I love. How it's just now. Are there alternates for these basic cards? Alternate graphics.
For a lot of them, yeah. For a lot of
Oh,
the mobile suits really is where you'll see a lot of the alternate art.
like I wonder, do you happen to know? Oh, we were looking at that on your show, I think, when we were looking at the website, looking through cards, and we were coming across
Yeah,
that. Yeah, because I like this is a GM in space, but would they have like maybe a GM that's like walking on land, like in the desert or something?
that would be cool to have.
But and the other reason why alternate artwork is that something I remembered from collecting the X-Men cards and all that. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
here's the bit on form of the Gundam Aerial, which looks great. Demi Trainer, Zowart. Here we go, Amuro Ray.
nice.
Um, let's see, and then Soletta Mercury. Oh yeah, that's pretty neat artwork because it's not like lifted from the anime. It's kind of like its own thing.
Yeah, yeah, it
Um,
is.
let's see. Oh, that one looks sad.
I know, why do they gotta make Hayato look so sad?
I know.
Thoroughly damaged.
Wow. Choose one
Uh,
rested enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. Interesting. Okay. And then Kai's Resolve. We got Mjorne. Ooh.
naturally.
Oh, I love this white base. I like there's something about the way the Gundam looks alongside it where they really pulled off the lighting. Maybe it's the contrast of the shield, but it just almost looks like it's a model. But
Yeah.
then I love the lens flare style lights going on in this. Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah, White Base directed by J.J. Abrams.
Oh no, never mind. Uh, Hiroshi Ayaragi did that. So good job. That's really cool. Okay. And then we've got Earth House from the school, Astakasia school. And then
Nice.
okay. So yeah, let's slap all these back together and let's open and see. Look, I want it to be an RX 78 too. But I got that Char Aznable, so I'm already feeling like I got enough.
You're blessed.
Yeah, like okay. Even though I would personally want like an Amro or RX 78 too, I think it's really cool. I got the Char.
Yeah. No, he is awesome.
Okay, so I'm trying to be careful opening because I don't want to.
I know
And
it's
you know
like
what? I haven't opened cards forever. And I don't know. Sometimes I see kids with their little Pokemon cards kind of bent, and I'm like, I want to avoid that.
If only
Okay.
you'd let your dad do it.
No, I don't want to be blamed. Okay. Here we go. Bam. Oh, you know what? You know what? Out of all the cards I could get, a thoroughly damaged Hayato is actually meme worthy. This is completely meme worthy.
Oh my god,
Love it.
thoroughly damaged.
Love it.
That's what my
Well,
feelings are right now.
so oh, good one. So, okay. So I just got done with all that. And I guess then next is waiting for the booster packs, because I guess part of my thing is the collecting,
Yeah.
just to have them. But also I wonder how much, when people are buying the booster packs, are there going to be some cards in there that are going to affect the starter, like that maybe just add more interesting elements than what the starter has?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, there's so much missing from the starter decks that I think
Oh,
goes a long way. So in the like for instance, in the wing starter deck, you only get Hero, Troa, and Katra. But the in the booster packs, you're gonna get Duo and Wufei
okay.
as like additional pilots. Additionally, like in the app, they have a Witch from Mercury deck that you can play as, which it is so insanely good. Like I am so excited to build an all white deck because that's the color that the Witch from Mercury cards are. Um, the Gundam Feract combined with Elan Karis, for instance, like every time the Gundam Feract attacks, you can reduce the attack power of one of your enemy units by 2, which makes it so that it's like, okay, he can attack other units and not get damaged as much. On top of that, if it's paired with Elan Karis, he can heal himself 3 every time he attacks. So it's like heal 3, hurt you 2, and then attack. Like it is the most dirty combo that I've ever
Oh,
like.
oh.
Basically, when I'm playing the app, like I just use the Witch from Mercury deck, and I'm constantly just playing Gundam Feracts. Like,
Wow, I need to then get into the app. Now that I have the cards here, I guess maybe that's kind of can help me, and then
yeah,
just kind of get an idea of so again, like I guess the idea is that starter deck is a whole deck. So if you were to buy, these other ones, and it can only be 2 colors, you could really mix it however you want, as long as the colors are.
exactly. Yeah. So like, you can put more greens and take so the only stipulation is that a deck has to be exactly 50 cards. So anything you add to it, you've got to take something out.
Something
So hopefully you can take out your severely damaged.
I don't know. Dude, being able to play someone live and dropping a holographic thoroughly damaged. I don't know. There's something about that I was not expecting. Like to me, it's the most I don't want to be mean, but most boring card in a way. Just in terms of artwork. But like to have a holographic version of it is hilarious.
Because it's like even the Kai, like the Kai Shiden card is pretty awesome. He's like screaming up in the
Yeah.
air, like they made him look cool. They did Hayato so dirty on
I
them.
know. I know. When I saw it, I was like, why? Why? When he's like secretly the unsung hero behind a lot of what, even through Zeta,
Yeah,
but yeah, so was that was awesome. I cannot wait. So what I think we need to do, or I need to do first, is really use maybe the weekend to acclimate myself, see if I can build a deck, and then get with you and plan out maybe on a stream that we just play and just see what happens. Uh, yeah, because I'm excited. It'd be fun to do something like that, get my mind going. Because sometimes when you're talking about this game, it's making me then think like SDG generation. Like, oh, if this has
yeah,
this, and it's like kind of the same neurons, or you know,
exactly. It's the same strategy, formulation going on in your head.
yeah.
And so, and what's nice about that the teaching app is that like because all of the card effects are programmed into it, it's like you can't do something that you wouldn't be able to do in the actual game. So it's actually
Oh, that's
teaching
nice.
you like card text and things like that. Like,
How do you
because
think I learned solitaire? No,
it's
but
like I
it's
didn't
kind
even know what the point was until
of
no, this is awesome, dude. I'm so glad that you went out and picked up the starter decks. I'm thrilled to watch you unbox the entire
oh, the booster.
booster
Yeah,
pack.
I know. I can't wait to. And then whenever you have your things for sale, update us because I want to start then, organizing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the final prototype that I'm gonna start casting molds in. I actually installed magnets in it today. Um, so it's got a neodymium magnet here in the front, one that's in the back of the top, and this is what is actually going to hold it closed in between sittings. Like it's
Dude,
got
that is cool. That is cool. I can't wait.
yeah.
How long until you think you'll have them up for sale? I mean, I guess you have to first cast and make sure that that's working right, and then
Yeah, which I'll probably do this weekend. What I might do is starting next month, maybe here's what I have in mind, and tell me if you guys like this idea, is if we do a month of pre-orders for these so that I know how much resin I need to buy,
I think that's fair
and every
because that's
pre-order gets entered into a starter deck giveaway.
oh, that's a great idea,
You,
actually.
you guys down for that?
Yeah, I think you should do that. That's because that's neat because I was even thinking like how I guess from that first pre-order run that can give you an idea of to expand or whatever. Yeah, definitely need something like that. Even putting them back in these boxes does not feel good. Just because
No,
it it doesn't really. I'd have to put the plastic sleeve back on. I don't really want to do
no,
that.
not feeling it. But
Real
you don't
quick.
want to play naked,
Oh,
right? Like,
yeah. But real quick, gonna jump into chat. We've got number 1 at Zionic Shadow, expected. Number 2, Ultronimus, and then number 3, it must be bugging out. There's not a number. It shows Goji FX Unlimited. He jumped in. He's number 3. Wow.
snuck in there.
Yeah, we were just talking today. Goji FX, he's doing some work on some stuff for you guys to check out. And something I was hoping to get today, he now has a store up where you can get backgrounds. And so I bought one for my Godzilla shelf. So I'm going to check that. I'll show that off. And then once like I test that out, then I might start acquiring backgrounds for like the Gundam, my Gundam stuff on the shelves.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
But let's see what else is going on. Oh no, you guys just chatting in there. Dan Vince, what up? Getting this game and building an all high auto tech. That is hilarious. All thoroughly damaged. Let's see. Alan Mitchell, I want the unnamed ace pilot in the Stark Jagan from Unicorn. Was that the one that was fighting the Kshatriya at the beginning and just got itself destroyed?
Because damn you sleeves.
I know. I mean, I didn't think about it this way, but like that guy in the Stark Jagan had to have known he was going up against the Kshatriya.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you could like.
I wonder if there could be some badass lore for the dude that was the pilot, and he actually is maybe a badass, and then there's a story to kind of end his tale with the Kshatriya.
He was friends with Johnny Ryden, and
oh yeah, there you go, there you go. Okay, I see where you're going. But all right, guys, I think that's it for today's episode. This was great. It was a lot of fun. Oh, Goji FX and Lynn was saying I have 4 Gundam space theme as of now. Oh, that's right. There was the backgrounds, and it's a hanger background coming, so that'll be cool. Yeah, and I mean, if you check out his Instagram, you can kind of see pictures of other backgrounds he has already, and the stuff looks great. But all right, so yeah, we're gonna head out. This was a lot of fun. All. Stay tuned next week for some more of the Gundam Explained show. Maybe Steven and I will either play a game then or buy then or plan it out. But that would be cool to do a live game. That would be cool. So all have a good one. Until next time, be cool. See y'all.